or at the very least deny DIMAGA from having that vision. Right now, Mana is aware of every one of DIMAGA's bases, but he is not aware of the fact that DIMAGA is currently upgrading to Hive Tech. And DIMAGA has Infestors soon to be coming out. He finished Glail Reconstitution, Pathogen Glands just finished, so they'll have that extra energy for instant fungal growth. Glail Reconstitution for the roaches is nearly finished, and we have a Spire and a couple more Extractors coming in for DIMAGA. He really wants to get that macro mode engaged as quickly as possible. As we see, the creep is extending towards Mana's base in order to give him both vision and movement speed, but Mana is going with a pretty strong anti-roach composition with these two Immortals with a +1 upgrade doing 55 damage a pop to those armored units, also doing 55 damage a pop to any Infestors they see, which will allow them to two-shot Infestors. Maybe they can get them before they get off any fungal growth, although Infestors tend to be near the back, and Immortals are also in the back, usually out of range. At the same time, we have a Greater Spire being built by DIMAGA. He's looking to transition into that Broodlord tech. And we have a couple of Corruptors coming out just in case Mana has additional air units sitting around somewhere. At the moment here, we got Mana about ready to move out. He is comfortable with his army. He thinks that he can handle whatever DIMAGA has for defenses. And DIMAGA sitting here, he sees them coming, but good. Oh my god, look at those force fields, trapping all of those roaches. These roaches are basically going to be killed for free, doing no damage. And in the meantime, we have more force fields stopping all of these roaches coming in, essentially setting up a funnel between these two where they could just get destroyed by this huge Protoss death ball. And now moving off to the side, Blink has been researched, and Mana is happy with his composition. He's ready to move in and into the Festers, but huge fungal growth on the Stalkers. The Immortals are wasting a lot of shots on these Queens, which take no bonus damage. Now the Roaches are moving in. More fungal growth on the Stalkers. Spine Crawlers doing a lot of damage to the Stalkers over here. Immortals covered in fungal growth. Sentries are all down. Stalkers are starting to die. Immortals doing tons of damage to the remaining Roaches, but 17 more Roaches, 18 more Zerglings coming in. Infested Terrans getting laid down. Corruptors sitting around, not really doing a whole lot, laying down some corruption for that plus 20% damage. Infested Terran holding the line while we wait for more Zerglings and Roaches to come in. Now here come the Roaches, pushing back the Stalkers. Immortals are doing a lot of damage. This hatchery might go down, but no. Good concave on the Roaches, tons of Zerglings coming in, and we even have Broodlords moving in. And while this aggression is going on, there are 3 other hatcheries being set down by DIMAGA. However, for his part, Mana is not interested in retreating. He is feinting that he fell back. He's coming back with a huge group of Blink Stalkers with good micro. These could do a ton of damage to all these Roaches. Roaches are getting picked off. This hatchery is near death. 140 hit points, 60 hit points, 8 hit points almost down, and one more shot takes down that hatchery, but now all these Roaches are coming to bear. Broodlords from the other side. These Blink Stalkers are in a lot of trouble. And they're going to actually go for the Broodlords. 1 Broodlord down, 2 Broodlords down, ignoring these Zerglings, ignoring these Roaches that are just destroying them. These Stalkers are going to blink themselves into a corner, sacrifice themselves. 3 Broodlords down, going to get a 4th, and this 4th Broodlord does manage to survive. Those Stalkers definitely martyrs for the Protoss army, taking down a bunch of Broodlords, holding back the Zergstorm, but they were simply overwhelmed by all of these Zerglings, all of these Roaches. We have +1 melee upgrade coming out for these Zerglings. Phoenix is coming in, doing a little bit of a scout, catching a low hit point Infestor hanging around on the ground, doing nothing, and we have DIMAGA moving in with all of his Zerglings and all of his Roaches. And he's looking at the front door. He thinks, nope, he's decided not to push in. That is too strong of a position, too fortified. He would be able to get choked up too much in here with these Zealots and the Stalkers just destroying all of his units. He was happy with the last battle, and here comes another Broodlord going down. These poor Broodlords cannot fight back against these flimsy Phoenixes, and that's very unfortunate for them. No more Corruptors to support them. The Phoenixes are catching this set of drones transferring, and we'll see if Mana is aware of what's going on. I think he's going to follow them and suddenly realize that DIMAGA has some extra bases over here. DIMAGA in his main is mined out, almost mined out in his second, and almost completely mined out in his third. Mana, for his part, is close to mined out in all of his bases. He's going to have to expand, or else DIMAGA is going to just completely overwhelm him with wave after wave of Zerg units. We have tons of Roaches, tons of Zerglings sitting back. It looks like he is favoring a Roach, Zergling, Infestor, Broodlord composition. And we have the Phoenixes over here aware of both hatcheries, not direct vision on this one, but he sees the creep. He is unaware of this hatchery over here. So basically, DIMAGA is going to be outproducing mana at a 2-to-1 ratio before too long. These Phoenixes hanging out, waiting to get back a little energy, and this Infestor could throw some fungal growth on them if he wanted to, deciding to wait for perhaps this Corruptor. And there's the fungal growth on these Phoenixes. These Phoenixes have been annoying all game, and they're about to go down. Even an Infested Terran getting in on the action. And there go both of the Phoenixes. Now we have Mana deciding that it is time to move out. He's added a couple of Void Rays to his army, both to handle the Roaches and to deal with those Broodlords. And we'll see if he has the composition to deal with what we got up here. Big fungal growth on those frontline Stalkers. Roaches and Zerglings coming in, destroying it. Now this Zealots are destroying the front line of Zerglings, but more fungal growth all over this army. Corruptors destroying the Void Rays. Immortals in the back, crushing those Roaches, but we see 60 more Zerglings coming in, 10 more Roaches coming in. DIMAGA is almost remaxed on his supply, and Mana, while doing a huge amount of damage to the Zerg army, is left with about a fourth of his standing army. So we'll see what he can do, destroying these Spine Crawlers, lots of Stalkers, lots of Immortals, but there are so many Zerglings, so many Roaches, and even a couple of Infestors with energy enough for fungal growth are going to come in there. Immortals are abandoned, the Blink Stalkers fall back to more reinforcements, but there are so many Zerglings. Cost for cost, Zerglings are extremely effective against Stalkers, and now big fungal growth trapping lots of Stalkers, so the Zerglings can surround them. More fungal growth, Roaches and Zerglings catching up to the Stalkers and chasing them all the way back to his base. We have more Stalkers, some Zealots warping in, but DIMAGA he's got his 3 bases up and running, and Mana is almost completely mined out everywhere. He has not expanded. He needs to win with this push right here, but I don't see how he's going to do it. He is outmatched by almost 100 supply, and DIMAGA is producing even more units, and that is it. Mana calls in the good game. Whew. Great fight between these two players, and DIMAGA is able to take a match off of Mana in this best-of-5 series. He has not been eliminated in this game. We're going to move on to Game 4, and we might be seeing a little bit of a momentum shift as he moves into his Zerg macro mode. Good game.